Hey folks, it is Carlos. I am back again, and what I'm going to be talking about today is Pyramid Part Two. And when I'm talking about pyramid, it's kind of a twofold thing. What I'm talking about is basically your body, your goals, your mind, and your soul. Okay, so what that means is that you have to picture your body as a pyramid. All right. Um, your mind, body, and soul. So I would say your mind's at the top, body on the left, and then soul's over here. Um, when we get out of whack, when things happen, we have tragedy, things like that. Some of these pieces are missing in our pyramid. So we have to constantly make sure that the structure of our pyramid is well intact. And so you may be asking yourself, well, how do I do this? What does it mean if my pyramid, my body is out of whack? You could have had a job loss. You could have had a death in the family. You could have had a divorce, a breakup, or whatever the case may be. Maybe your dog died or something like that. Um, Maybe you lost a lot of money in the stock market. Maybe you're robbed or whatever the case may be. Or maybe you're feeling down or you're not getting promoted or you don't have this position that you want in your current work environment. Just remember that you're powerful. Just always thinking that. Just you're powerful. Okay. We can envelop and drown ourselves in sorrow and negativity. There's nothing wrong with feeling sad or feeling uh, sort of devalued, whatever. But it's another thing to drown in it, to wallow in it. Um, here's some good tips. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, hey, for example, I'm handsome. I'm a millionaire. I'm a go-getter. I feel awesome today. It's a mirror trick. You go in the mirror, you look at yourself. So it's self-talk. You're basically looking at yourself as another person, but you are that person. And so over time, if you keep doing this in the mirror, hey, you know what? I'm going to have a great day. Um, I'm going to get this job. I'm going to get this promotion. I'm going to get this money. I'm going to have this awesome day trading um, thing going on. So you have to constantly do that. Um, and also you have to remember that things take time. So it takes time for habits to become a regular part of your life, right? For example, people that have ADHD, it's hard for them to stay focused. So people always advise, hey, get a planner, eat right, exercise, um, meditate, um, whatever. Take Ritalin or do what you need to do to make your mind right. It's very, very important because when you take care of yourself, you're taking care of your pyramid, your mind, body, and soul. That's your pyramid, mind, body, and soul. And so if you think of yourself as a pyramid, you are solid. You have slabs, you have blocks that are just hard to break, hard to penetrate. So always keep that pyramid strong and intact. Don't let people, things, items in life or whatever sort of chip away at that. Okay. You want to keep it solid. You're at the top of your own pyramid, no one else is. And just remember you're loved. God loves you, or you may call it the great architect or the supreme being or whatever the case may be. You're powerful. Keep saying it to yourself, you are powerful, you know. Um, I had someone tell me just recently, hey, you know what? I lost my job. I don't feel like doing anything, just at the house, sort of sulking and don't know what's going on. And, I told this person, you know what? I am so sorry that happened to you. I was like, man, get a planner, get up each day as if you're going to work and look for jobs. You spend 8 hours working at a job, right? Spend 8 hours a day looking for a job, right? That's looking for a job is job in itself because you're gonna have to do it anyway. So why not spend a great amount of time doing it, and then you feel productive, and sooner or later something's going to pop up, an interview, and you're gonna be like, okay, you know what, I'm back where I need to be. Eat right, don't be a slouch. Um, for example, I just got back from the gym, and I was like, wait a second, I don't feel like going to the gym today. I just feel like just lounging. And so I went to the gym. I was going to do my regular workout, which I usually do. Um, which usually splits between upper body and then, next day lower body and then alternate. But today I was focusing a lot on like midsection stuff, and there was a class, and it was called Fat Burning Pilates. And something told me to sign up for that class. And I usually don't sign up for classes like that. I haven't did something like that in like, phew, maybe 10 years. So I signed up for the class and I went into class. Let me tell you something, that class was hard. And the class was all mainly women. I was like probably one of the only guys in there. And they were doing some amazing things in that class. I'm a big guy and my legs were tired, my abs were tired, my whole body's tired. And I'm just thinking if I were just thinking, negatively, I wouldn't have got any benefit out of that. And I got really good benefit out of that, techniques on stretching and um, how to move, body kinetics, time frames on when your body can adjust and things like that. It was amazing. If you folks get a chance, try Pilates. It's for everybody. It's a good thing to do. It's great for your body. But any type of exercise is good. Yoga is good. I do weight training, of course, as you can see. But it's good to have that flexibility, keep your body going. Um, reading, you know, it's funny. A lot of people don't read nowadays. They don't read books. They read sort of stories or look at videos on Instagram or whatever. Sometimes you have to tune out social media. Um, I have a friend of mine. He doesn't have any social media. He has LinkedIn. So it's all business. LinkedIn is all business. There's no dating. There's no keeping up with friendships or, uh, keeping up with trends. It's just LinkedIn is just business. He closed his Facebook down and he closed his Instagram down. And uh, he said he's much happier. He doesn't want it. At one point I will get to it, but I'm not ready just yet. But the negativity um, that's on social media is actually um, very great. I mean, I've heard of people just posting a whole lot of things, and some could be directed at you. Some things may not be directed to you, and people can take things, very personal. Um, the whole world is seeing your business. Um, but it can be very, very toxic. Um, so just be conscious of that. If you see someone doing well on social media, on Facebook or Instagram, whatever, be happy for them if it's true. Even if you're in a bad spot, because we want to wish people well. And even if we're going through a tough spot ourselves. But not everyone that that makes those posts on social media are having a great time or having a great life. Some of that is fluff. um, unfortunately. Um, and some of that's because, sometimes people are getting paid for it, whatever. I give an example. Um, there are a lot of women who were envious of some of these uh, Instagrammers, some of these female Instagrammers who are very attractive, and they post all these uh, locations and sites and yachts and all these things on there, and um, people are like, "Wow, that's absolutely amazing." And then what I found out was there are many stories coming out saying that a lot of these, um, not all, that some of these female Instagram influencers are actually selling themselves to people in Dubai, um, which I did not know, which is very, very disturbing. So be grateful for what you have, even if you don't think it's a lot, because people like that, they're basically they're selling their soul, You can't get that back. Um, that's that's something that's very, very, very disturbing. Um, don't sell your soul to get money. It's 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 not worth it. Your pride, your body's a temple. Don't do that. So don't worry about things like that. I think that if you do good in life, you'll be happy. Happiness is the key, but also being productive is a key. If you're not productive, you're not going to be happy. So you have to be productive. So if you're productive, you're going to find joy in that because you're going to find satisfaction in getting things accomplished. And that leads to a type of happiness. Also, another type of happiness is being, sometimes you have to be complacent. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, being grateful that you have a car to drive, being grateful that you have income, grateful that you have food. You can always do more, you can always do better. But if you want to do more and want to do better, don't complain about where you're at right now. You know, I know that in Buddhism it talks about being, mindful. So always be mindful. Um, do charity if you can. Charity is very important, and charity is could be money, charity could be advice, charity could be good works. Habitat for Humanity. You're not giving money, but you're donating your time. Um, that also brings enjoyment, and um, that could also keep your pyramid intact and network. If there's certain things that you need to change in your sort of business networks, um, certain things you want to accomplish, network with people that have like minds. Network with individuals are that are in the place where you want to be, because eventually you're going to get there as well. Don't isolate, yourself. I'm trying to get better at that myself. Like I'm a very social person. I am. But sometimes I can be shy and inter introverted. Um, for whatever reason, I might say, "Hey, I don't want to go outside," or "I don't want to go downtown because the traffic," or whatever the case may be. So I'm constantly pushing myself. So people that have anxiety, I can definitely um, sympathize with you and empathize with you. But it's all about constantly pushing yourself, pushing your limits. Um, and what people don't realize is that everyone is different. Everyone has their own hangups, um, their own conditions, their own traumas, and everyone is not the same. So what we think is something small can be very big and monumental for other people. because maybe what they've been through, the trauma or whatever condition they have, you know, maybe people have really bad social anxiety. So you tell them that they're lazy, it's not really going to help them, and it's not accurate because the way your brain works is that your brain has chemicals, neurons, and electrons, and what happens is that when we have things, memories in our brain that are bad or traumatic, these traumatic memories influence our behaviors sometimes. And if we don't learn how to control those behaviors and acknowledge those memories and move on, they can be a sort of a, an hindrance. It can hinder us. So, if you have to go see a counselor, you could even do counseling, online. There's many different ways. Um, show sympathy, show empathy for people. Be kind. If someone says hello to you, say hello back. Someone says, "How are you?" Answer them. Don't just stare them in the face. You know, that's rude. So be courteous, be kind, have manners. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Give respect. Okay. Um, I know in the West we have a thing where we say respect is earned, but it in the East it's you give respect regardless. So I think if you give respect regardless, it's going to have less friction in your day-to-day life. Um, for example, I remember I was working um, at this one place, um, and this guy he told me, he said, "Man, that lady, I say hello, and she doesn't say hello back to me, and she looks at me all mean." I'm like, "Well, that's really strange." I'm like, and some and most people's reaction would be like, "Well, what did you do to her?" So, and I thought to myself, thinking that if I say to him, "What did you do to her?" That's going to have a negative reaction. You have to think deeper. You have to think critically in situations. And I thought to myself, if he says hello to her and she doesn't answer back or whatever case may be, um, he may not have done anything to her. He may not even interact with her. Maybe she just doesn't like him just because. Um, maybe it's part of um, her culture that she limits her conversations or whatever the case may be. Or if she's just blatantly rude to people that she just, you know, doesn't like. I mean, there are going to be times where people just don't like you for no particular reason. You know, you're maybe you're a very positive person. You're outgoing and you have this light and she says hello, and someone just looks like, yeah, it sucks you don't get that back. But people have to be trained to, to get rid of that because if you're like that with people, why would you want that bad energy, that conflict? Never create conflict when there doesn't need to be. Because if I was like that, person said hello to me, da da da, et cetera, say hello, and I'm just quiet, I'm just like, you know, how do you think the other person would feel? They'd feel bad. Now they may not cry, they may not commit suicide or anything like that, or eventually they'll forget about it. But you're basically telling them that, you know what? You don't matter, and I don't give a crap, and I don't have manners, and I'm a rude person. No matter what you say, oh, I'm having a bad day, or et cetera, et cetera. That's the impression. So no matter what's going on in your life, whatever case may be, whatever, do not be rude to people if you can help it on a continuous basis. I know people can't be perfect all the time, but don't be a dick to people for no reason at all. It doesn't make any sense. And that negative energy is going to come back on you. You know, that who knows, maybe a job promotion, maybe this, or maybe that person's the boss or your boss, and they're like, you know what? They're going to remember how you treated them. Remember that. People are going to remember how you treated them. Okay? So always remember that. So let's be productive, folks. It's a new year. I wish everyone the best, and I'm going to keep putting more content out and trying to do more inspiring content. I want to do more interviews. Um, and I want to stay productive with this channel. I want to have some interaction. I want to do some Facebook Live with people, see how that goes. Um, and also, if you want to help me with my channel, I can pay for this. Um, this is my Cash App there. So you can always do that. My Cash App is $Carlos Santiago Cruz. Um, that's on Cash App if you want to donate to my channel. Once again, it's $Carlos and then Santiago, which is Santiago Cruz, and that's on Cash App. So I want to keep putting out content and I want to keep inspiring people. I want to do a lot of things with this channel. And on Venmo, it is at Carlos Cruz 148. All right. And I just want people to do better, work on themselves, and um, make the world a better place. It sounds corny, I'm not a perfect person, but maybe this video and some of these videos that come out can actually inspire someone not to feel so down on themselves, and to inspire them to do something great, eat right, put good fuel in your body. um I remember I'm getting back into working out. When I wasn't working out, I come home, honestly, it's like I feel kind of horrible, um you know I'd watch TV, whatever, and get prepared for the next day, you know read a religious book, the Bible, whatever, or some text, or talk with my wife, or or friends, or whatever, but it's very important that you take care of your body, because it's your temple, it's your pyramid. Feed it good things, eat right. Okay. All right, I'll be back soon. Wish everyone an awesome new year and a happy day. What is today? Today is the 18th, January 18th. All right. So have a great day, folks.